Hello, hello, and thank you everyone for coming. It means so much to see all of you here. And this is Natalia and Alexey, the directors of this film. Let's give them a storm of applause again. Thank you so much. And I'm gonna make a disclaimer. This is the first time that Alexey and Natalia are talking about this film in the United States and presenting it, and for the university audience as well. And my very first question to both of you is, how did you come up with the idea of Captain Volkonogov Escaped, and why did you decide to tell your story in this genre?
So we once heard a story, a real story. One of our friends told us about a guy who lived in St. Petersburg during 1937-38, so during the so-called Big Terror, Stalin repressions. And this guy felt that he's going to be arrested. And when he felt it, he escaped from the office he was working at, and he was trying to hide in different places. During one night, he went to one friend, to another friend, and nobody wanted to keep him in their apartments. And so it's like he visited all his friends, and in the morning he found out that he's not going to be arrested. So it was.
Do you remember? I forgot who told
I forgot who told us this story,
Yes.
But this guy who told us this story said, so this is the story that I'm going to do a movie about. You can't use it.
But we have to change
And this story, but we were thinking about the story, and it inspired us with that we cannot do this thing. And then we came up with the idea that maybe we can do a story about the security guy who escapes. So not about an ordinary guy, but about the security guy who himself takes part in the arrests, in the torturing, and then at one moment he understands that he might be arrested and he escapes. And then from this point the story started building, but I remember the first scene that we came up with. From this scene it started growing to the left, to the right, up and down. It was the scene of the shooting at the yard, when a tall guy takes a short guy and lifts him up. We came up with this image, and from this it all started growing, like
inspiration.
So it sounds like you're working intuitively, but you're also a team, a husband and wife team of directors doing the work together. So my question to you is, how do you delegate responsibilities and who does what in your duo?
Yes, we have two ways in our working. I am a director. Losha is scriptwriter and my co-director too. It's main characters for our movie.
So when we write a script, usually it's more on me, like to create the body of the script. And when we are during the shooting, Natasha is the boss on set, because there can be only one boss on set. Otherwise,
it's more manager working.
It would be chaos. And I'm like her consigliere, like whispering something.
Okay, so Natasha is
I
the
didn't
boss.
hear him.
All I heard right now is Natasha is the boss. I think it's important.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why it's interesting that when we introduce our directors couple, we usually it's Natasha Merkulova and Alexey Chupov. And this is interesting, that when we come to different countries, people always put us in other order because people are used to put the man first, even in Europe. Sometimes it happens, and
Male society.
yes, and I'm calling people, writing to people that please correct this because in our couple the woman comes first. It's really easy to remember. It's like in figure skating.
So we talked about the genre of your film before the film, and you told me that you think about it as a retro dystopia, right?
Retro utopia.
Retro utopia.
Retro utopia.
Okay, so utopia, not dystopia, that's important. And my question to you, how much of the actual archival research have you done on the 1930s and Stalinism, and what kind of sources have you worked with when you wrote your script?
So it happened like, so before I started working in the movies, I was writing scripts for documentaries. And I wrote some scripts for documentaries about that particular period, about the Stalin repressions. I did some movies about the repressions of former officers of Tsarist army that started working for the Soviet army. Like, so they were called the military specials, военспецы. And so I did several, I wrote several scripts for several documentaries about that, and I interviewed, I read a lot of books, a lot of documents, and I interviewed a lot of, like dozens of historians, the specialists on that period. And it was interesting that it was like in 2010, 12, 13, I was interviewing different kind of historians, because in Russia there are historians who are Stalinist, and there are historians who are anti-Stalinist. And I interviewed both. So I had the whole picture of like the scientific opinion of the Russian history, scientific society, how they look at this. For example, I interviewed the famous historian Stalinist Yura Borisov, who wrote a big book about Stalin, who was justifying like almost everything that Stalin did. And I interviewed the historians from, there was this society, Memorial, in Russia, who was in charge of the memory of Stalin repressions. Like, I interviewed like the historian from Memorial, his name was Nikita Petrov. So there's like different, like, как сказать, полюсы, разные полюсы. Different poles. So I had different opinions on that, and so got a lot of, heard a lot. And I also interviewed the relatives of the repressed military people. Like I talked to the как будто потомки, ancestors of Marshal Rokossovsky. I did interviews with them. So descendants, not ancestors, descendants. I always mix it up. So thus I get a lot of like a big body of material for that. And so when we started writing the script for the movie, so I knew a lot about this period, and we although the movie is like looks like a fairy tale about that period, it's not a historical movie.
We use repression book.
For example, there is a moment in the movie where a little girl reads. She opens the papers that Volkonogov is carrying with herself.
It's a real story.
Yeah, and she starts reading the names and
Real
the
names.
occupation of people repressed, and these are real names, real occupations from the so-called Book of Repressions of Leningrad.
When I
we just took it from there.
about this period, I thought about 2 million people who suffered from repression.
Approximately 2 million.
Yes,
officially.
and 600 was killed. Yes,
Yeah,
it's like my hometown, Irkutsk. I'm from Irkutsk, it's Siberia. It's 600 people lived in this city. When I saw in my town, maybe it's map, maybe it's just different pictures, it's not important, but for me it's really it's really difficult feeling about its whole city. It's a lot of people living here. Everything is died.
Everybody.
Everybody is died. It's strange situation. It's unbelievable situation. It's inspired me and Lyosha for this statement, for this movie.
Thank you so much, both. So, Natasha, you come from Siberia, one of the central cities for the topography of terror. And Alexey, sounds like you've done incredible amount of research I didn't even realize, and you have the actual citation in your film from the Book of the Repressed. And the film, of course, is asking us a central question about the guilt and redemption. And we think about the 1930s, but I'm also thinking about the functionaries who make decisions in Russia today. And yet your film is beautiful aesthetically, absolutely mind-blowing. And I have a maybe very open-ended and general question to both of you. How do you reconcile aesthetics and ethics in your work? And is there anything that you can say about this?
I wanted that its movie will be like has same language with contemporary people. It's not historical movie at all, yes, but it's we have a lot of real details in this movie, like real people and their cases, and real life and situation, but circumstances, layout, costume, dresses, a lot of details it's not real. So, a lot of I don't know, period eras. We took 70s and 16th and 30s. It's a lot of it's mixture. Yes, our production designer Sergei Fevrolev told us, okay guys, we have very small budget. It's not low, it's more low. Below
low.
It's little, yes, little budget. We have very hard situation with shooting. We couldn't make a historical movie. We absolutely agree with him because it's not interesting for us. Really, it's a real historical costume. Oh no, it's boring, guys. We have to make different situation and atmospheric, magical. It's movie. We believe that a lot of people, our audience, forgive us.
We hope
for this chaos and mess. Yes, we have to. We decided we have to go to our dream. and atmospheric. It's feeling. It's very important for us. Rest of them, different things, it's not important, because movie. It's not a documentary drama. It's different situation, different approach. We took this genre that for our absolutely freedom, because for cinema it's main point for me, freedom, because restrictions and red lines and red flags, it's killing our dream. It's difficult for script, for production movie, for a lot of things for our team. Freedom and dream and low budget.
Also.
Yes, and we use these 3 ways. Okay, we have freedom, we have low budget, and our desire and our passion. That's it. It's enough for movie.
And also, we have this idea that a movie, at first hand, a movie should surprise people. It's like that's what the people are going to the cinema theater for. That's what they're buying tickets for. They go with the hope to be surprised. And there are a lot of forms of this surprise, a lot of forms of being surprised. For example, when people scream at a horror movie, it's the expression of their surprise because they got scared, they got surprised. When they laugh at a joke, when they're watching a comedy, it's a surprise. They got surprised by a joke, and their laughter is the expression of surprise. This surprise might have different shapes. You might be surprised by the beauty of the movie you watch. You might be surprised by the ideas that you hear from the screen. You might be surprised by the level of sincerity, like, oh my God, that's what I was thinking about all this time, but didn't dare to say it to myself, but they're saying it from the screen to me. Like, it's the actors that who can surprise you with their play, but the main thing is to surprise. So when you are about to make a movie, so our idea is, firsthand, we ask ourselves, how are we gonna surprise people? And from this comes aesthetics and ethics. 2 days ago, I read an interview by Rainer Werner Fassbinder. It's a famous German director, one of the main directors of the so-called German New Wave of the 70s and 80s. And he said, I'm making movies who are going to surprise people and make them think. I think maybe this is the formula of ethics plus aesthetics.
This is like pattern.
Okay, so it's becoming clearer. We have freedom, low budget, and the theory of surprising and making people think. But that brings me to my next question. How did you find Yura Borisov, your main actor, who is right now the most famous actor from Russia and the most demanded?
Not only Russia.
And not only Russia.
International guy.
So what's your story of casting Yura for your movie, and how did you work with him?
We didn't have a casting, because Yura, it really absolutely precise and exact guy for this movie. He just appeared and we stopped casting. Yes, for Captain Volkonogov.
Yes, we met him in a cafe in the evening, just to talk, just to look at him, just to talk. And after like half an hour of talking, we understood that we got our guy. That's him. That's him.
And how can you describe his acting technique, what he does on screen?
Как мы объяснили?
How we,
Yeah, like how did you work with him as a director?
It was a beautiful period. Because Yura so sharp actor. And he just hear you, maybe looking at you. It's some question, some reading together this script and instinct, reaction, but it's not difficult for us. It was really fun working with Yura because we worked with Yura in another project for Netflix, Anna K, it's Anna Karenina, like it's new version, contemporary version, and Yura has absolutely, как это, слух, абсолютный слух.
the ear, he has
The ear, yeah, perfect pitch.
perfect pitch. Yeah.
Yes. It's like a musician. I don't know.
And Yura is also one of those actors who always wants to know who was the grandmother of his character. And of course, all the other stuff too about his character. So you have to come up with this. Like, who was he? So for example, for Captain Volkonogov, we had a scene there where Volkonogov tells the story about his past to one of the people he meets. Then we cut it out of the movie because like the movie would be too long. But this was we wrote this scene for Yura, who wanted to know about the past, about the origins of his character. Where was he born? Who was his mother? Like, how did he become the officer of security service? So he's one of the actors who just dives in his character and wants to know. It's like an investigation for him when he's working.
His deep work, yes.
On the character.
I think this is incredible that not just our directors are the researchers, but also actors on set. And right now it looks like we do have the ingredients for your film. Freedom, low budget, Yura Borisov, but
Of course.
desire to surprise, but there is still one more, and that's the costumes.
Maybe we
the
have
costumes,
to talk about Nadia Vasilyeva.
Yes, the costumes, and I was going to ask you about the work of a very famous costume designer, Nadia Vasilyeva, a genius costume designer, also a wife of a genius director, Alexey Balabanov, who is unfortunately no longer with us. So could you talk a little bit about Nadia's work?
He created the famous costume. It's Balabanov movie, Brat.
So for Brother, which we are going to watch with our students.
Maybe do you remember it's sweater
Who
the
watched
for
that?
the
Sweater?
Danila Bodrov?
iconic.
Yes.
Yes, yes,
It's
of
sweater
course.
like
The
the
stretched.
defender, the Russian defender.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, we just called Nadia and suggest her this work for our movie, and I remember the situation when it just flashed, the red man in Golden Palace.
It was your dream or it was your vision?
Like vision. It's just one picture in my brain, my mind. I thought about Nadia. Okay, it's interesting. I have to think about it. See you 1 month. Okay. Nadia called us, because Nadia lived in St. Petersburg, we lived in Moscow. It's and was a COVID time. We just staying home. Nadia in St. Petersburg. We was in Moscow, dacha. And we had only Zoom and conversation through the Zoom. It's not good and very useful meeting. It's real tension, real relationship. It's only Zoom. Nadia told us, okay, guys, don't worry. I create some costumes, maybe 3, maybe 4, like tasting for you. When you going to St. Petersburg, you can see it.
You can try it on.
Yeah. Okay. When COVID is done, COVID time. COVID. Actually, we
came to St. Petersburg.
St. Petersburg, yeah. And Nadia brings this special rail for costume. It was, I don't know, maybe 20 options testing. I was excellent and surprised. It was incredible. Each costume was very interesting because all the costumes were absolutely different. I love everything, but I told Nadia how we can choose it. We discussed about with Losha, and we decided, okay, Nadia, we took all of them.
we take it all.
Yes, because it's maybe officer style. It's very davoi.
It's like for soldier style.
Private officers.
Yes, different
so there are
guys.
gradations.
Superior, yeah.
Yes,
That's
different
amazing.
guys, different costumes. It is special Adidas style with stripes.
Which is
yes.
central for post-Soviet
And
culture.
Nadia created like разные звания.
Different ranks.
Ranks, yes.
Yeah.
It's 2 stripes, 1 rank.
So she created an entire world with her costumes, which is amazing.
Yes.
And I have the question I absolutely have to ask you guys. When they're dancing in red, that made me think of course, the second part of Ivan the Terrible by Sergei Eisenstein, the Oprichnike's dance. How much of that did you have in mind when you were doing that? And if not, what other works of art or
I've
movies
never
influenced?
seen this
You've
movie.
never seen it?
No.
Because
Sorry.
It's an iconic clip I show to my students. This is how Eisenstein works with
Shame
colors.
on you. Shame on you.
That's crazy. But your work is very referential, and there are paintings of the avant-garde that you see, like on the murals. You hear Shostakovich's music, lots of different things. Could you talk about it at all? Like, how did you work with different references, and who influenced you as director in your work?
Love movie. I don't know.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised, but we watched a lot of movies about escaping. So, for example, we analyzed it, how it's shown. So there was this very famous English movie, 71, about Dublin, about the events in Dublin in 1971. I think the director's name is DeBarge. It was a famous movie about Ireland, about the events, the bloody events in Ireland. And this is a story about an English soldier who happens to be on the Irish territory. He's lost there after a raid, and he's trying to get out of there, and everybody is hunting him there. Then also we watched like escape classics like the The Fugitive by Andrew Davis, actually, with Harrison Ford and Tommy Lee Jones. And I think that Tommy Lee Jones's character really influenced the character, like when we were writing the character of Major Golovnya, who is chasing Volkonogov. There is an influence of Tommy Lee Jones' character, sure, when we were writing the script. Then what else? What else did you watch? I wrote it down just because it was long ago. Of course, it was Joshua Oppenheimer's Act of Killing, because this was how we were examining the psychology of hangman, the psychology of the guys who execute people, who torture people. And this is a brilliant movie. If you haven't watched it, watch it. It will change your life. So what else? What else? Of course, when we're talking about utopia in the movie, you can't go without mentioning Terry Gilliam and Brasilia, and the strange world that is created there. Also, back to the escaping theme, the theme of pursuit. It's Jean-Pierre Melville's Samurai with Alain Delon. I don't know. It's Jean-Pierre Melville is a famous French director who made actually criminal dramas mostly, but he influenced all the great directors of Nouvelle Vague, of French Nouvelle Vague, like Jean-Luc Godard and François Truffaut. They were big fans of Jean-Pierre Melville. And of course, from the Russian directors, like the first one was Alexey German. I know that
my students saw Maika Hrustalov in the morning, so
yes, because this was one of the greatest Russian directors, Soviet and Russian directors who made movies about this period.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And of course, there were a lot of references from the books that we read, like a lot of writers, not only Russian writers like Solzhenitsyn, like foreign writers like Jonathan Liddell, like Kurt Vonnegut, Joseph Heller. These are the people who knew how to work with black humor when you write about very tragic events, about very sad things. And we made some funny points in this movie. A lot of people criticized us for that because they said, jokes in such a movie, that deals with such issues.
Not good.
What is it? How dare you? But
yes.
we thought that people who would watch this movie maybe will need some relief at some point, because it's really cruel to make them like watch it without any antidote at some points. And when we were talking about this kind of humor, that we use this kind of black humor, it's from literature. I already mentioned Kurt Vonnegut and Joseph Heller. And if we're talking about cinematic references, it's of course the Coen brothers. These are the guys who can combine tragedy with, but sometimes you can't stop laughing. And this is our reference here. Yeah.
So, just thinking about what you've said, digesting it, it seems that the humor is not a characteristic trait of the Soviet dissident writing, and all the authors who wrote about the Gulag were grave serious, except maybe for Sinyavsky. who was very, it's just like a literary work. And it makes sense why the reception in Russia is mixed. Some people absolutely love your film and some people criticize it precisely for the genre and the tone with which you tell the story, because it's not a native tradition. But there is one more very important ingredient to your film, which I also have a question about, and that's the music and the soundtrack, and specifically one of the most famous bands from Russia, Short Paris. How was it like to work with them, and how did you end up choosing the song Polюшка Polю, which is a folk song, means field, oh my field? Yeah.
Like so. This, yes. Love this band, Short Paris. We are fan. When we came to this band, Kolya Kamyakin, yes.
Yeah.
Nikolai Kamyakin, it's the leader and the singer.
Yes.
Yeah.
We offered him create original music for our movie. We had a special scene for his band, for him. Kolya and his band have to play in our scene, but it was COVID. Guys was sick накануне.
Yeah, they got sick and they couldn't make it to the set, so to make it in the...
we lost this scene.
We lost the scene.
Because it's without this band, it doesn't matter. This scene just destroyed. Yes, and we tried to forget about it, but we understood that it's a movie without music, because we use only sound design and special noise. It's not music. There's a little bit music with chase, and it's maybe the radio music. It's not.
Yeah, we don't have like a classic music score.
Yes.
In the movie.
Like usually for movie. Then we start creating these credits. We understood that we have to have the big song for this tale, because it's not usually credits. It's scene who continue ending of the movie. It's
like the afterglow.
Yeah. Yes. It's different atmosphere and situation. It's not just credit. Yes, we called Kolya. Kolya, I need this. This song. You can create it
any way you want it.
Absolutely. We don't have
a request.
Make special request on it's different things. It's only your responsibility.
And they did it, and they sent us the first version, and the first version we liked it. Just they didn't change it. It was for love at first sight. And the thing is that this song "Polюшка Polyu" is one of my favorite songs. Wow. I like to sing it a cappella with my best friend. And it's with my friend from the university times. And the text that they sing is not a classic text that was sang in Soviet Union. It's like the people's version of the text that I knew in the student times. And the thing is that in the scene, when they're dancing and the choir is singing this, they're doing this. That's what they did in our school choir when they were singing this song. They were like performing.
Horses.
It was called "The Sound of the Red Horseman," Red Army Horseman, and I just put it in the film. It was a childhood memory.
It's school theater.
Childhood memory, yeah.
So it sounds like you have all the ingredients for incredible film, the music, the costumes, the actor, the message, and the style, and the element of surprise, and the research that you've put into it, all of that.
Yes.
Not only one actor, we have a very good cast there. These are all great actors, maybe not as well known to the world as Yura Borisov, but these are all like the best, the cream of the cream, really.
Nikita Kukushkin and
Timofey
Timofey
Tribuntsov,
Tribuntsov,
Natalia Kudryashova, Victoria Толстоганова, Юрий Кузнецов. Сейчас могу кого-то забыть, но
yes, it's a great team.
I can just not mention everyone, but it was a great team. It was like the best. This is like just the opportunity to work with such actors. It's incredible.
And it's amazing that all of that came, of course, on a low budget. But I would also like to have a chance for our audience to ask questions, and I'm going to turn on the microphone to Emily Zina, our colleague, who will collect questions right now. Thank you.
Hello, thank you so much for coming here, and thank you for all your work. Me and my friends, we watched Call Center during the pandemic. Yeah, and
wow.
This is the first time me seeing this movie. It's also incredible, so thank you for your work. The questions that I have is that when I was watching this movie, I couldn't stop thinking that it premiered in 2021, but now it seems even more relevant and it speaks to the current day, maybe even more than at the time when it was shot. So I'm wondering, how did your personal attitude towards the art that you created change over these years, considering everything that happened? And is it like scary watching your movie speak more and more to the present day when it is this movie?
The thing is that when usually each next movie of ours was released, like we heard people saying like, oh, those guys are brave. Yeah, those guys are really brave. How did they do that? But we're always like wondering why they say it, because all of our movies, even the TV series Call Center that you mentioned, all our movies are based on our fears. We just bring our fears first to the script, then to the screen. So these movies are made not by very brave people, but these are the movies made by very scared people. And of course, like everything that happens in the last years, like makes you scared. It scares you. And I don't know whether Captain Volkonogov becomes more and more scary for us because we watched it like hundreds of times when we were editing it, then on different screenings. But it's really it's all about our fears, what we are expressing, just starting from our first movies and until present. It's we are bringing it on screen. That's it.
Thank you.
Hi, thank you so much for the movie. It was incredible, and I'm currently reading the book that it also connected to 1937. It's called Darkness at Noon, about Nikolai Rubashov. So, all similar plot. But I have a question. I didn't understand why girl fired documents. Like, she said that nobody will forgive him, but she still fired them just because, I don't understand, like, just to prevent him for trying the attempts that will not be a success to be forgiven, or why?
It's answered.
Yeah, you're answering it. She didn't want him to continue. She understood what he was doing.
Oh, wow. Okay, thank you so much.
Hi, thank you guys for coming. I'm a student here of film, and my focus is writing. One of the struggles I've had recently is coming up with satisfying endings. So I'm curious as to the construction of the ending of this film. Were there any struggles you had? Did you have alternative versions of the ending when you thought of it? And if so, why did you choose this one over any others?
You mean what moment you mean?
Like the final moments of the film, particularly like the resolution of Captain Volkonogov.
The resolution. Развязку.
Yes,
У нас были альтернативы?
thank you for your question, because it's a really difficult moment for us. We try maybe 20
resolutions
and
20 options.
No, a lot of decisions for this ending. We didn't take absolutely precise and accurate ending for this movie. And after our editing, when the movie was on timeline and like shortcut, like rough cut. Yes, we understood this. We came to proper decision for editing, for ending, and we went to our producers and asked about
some reshooting.
yes, we have 5 extra shooting days for reshooting and
additional
editing.
shooting.
Yes, maybe it was spent for maybe 6 months. Yura has different appearance.
It's interesting that
we make a new boat.
yes,
for
and
him.
during these 5 days, that we of the additional shooting, he was already doing another project, and he had hair. That's because before he during the actual period, the main period of the shooting, he shaved his head for us, but then he had hair. And we had plastic makeup for him. For example, the scene of the chase, where he's running through the city and they're chasing him. It was shot during the extra 5 days, and he has another head.
A little bit long.
That's the work
usually.
of the plastic makeup and a little bit of CGI. Actually, there is a lot of CGI in this movie that you
Not a lot.
not very much, but it's in some places it's where you do not expect that it's CGI, because we had a very low budget for shooting, so we made a lot on CGI. For example, when you see the streetcar, the tram, going through the city, there was no tram.
Yes, it's not a real vehicle.
There was a reference truck who was going, and then it was changed to a tram that was drawn by the CGI guys.
They're always painting too. Some painting is real when in the yard.
Some painting.
No.
And yeah, the graffiti. The graffitis. Some of them are real. Like, for example, when you have this long shot when Volkonogov is working on a roof, it was really made by art department.
It was too expensive.
It was too expensive.
It's painting and painters, it's a lot of time. And at night, St. Petersburg graffitist destroyed it.
Yeah, it was interesting that we made this area when he is going along a graffiti wall. It was the area in St. Petersburg that really belongs to the graffiti gangs of St. Petersburg. It's like really wild territory that they draw there and they rule there. And when we came there, just for 2 days to draw our own graffiti, they were really mad at us. And just after we finished shooting, in several hours, it was all gone. They just put their paintings upon it. They said, what's this?
Yes, because it was contemporary painters like Malevich,
Yes, of course.
Filonov,
Of course.
And the guys from the graffiti gangs, they have their own style.
Yeah, well, I mean, St. Petersburg is very famous for street art and socially conscious art and all of that. So we have one more question in the back. Yeah.
Hi. Yeah, I have a quick question about before earlier when answering another student's question or another person's question. You said that a lot of your work revolves around your fears, and I did notice that a lot of the tendencies and a lot of his motivations in the film were based on his fears of, well, not being forgiven and not going into heaven, and his fear of death. That does come in the end of the film. Do you see in the future or in any other projects you may work on that there will have a motivation of fear, or there will be a center of the fear that you may have with different characters at all, or just in general of what your fears would be coming to fruition?
Будущее вашего страха. Чего вы будете в будущем бояться? О чем фильмы можете дальше делать? То есть как дальше работать с темой страха, да?
Кажется, все использовано.
Trust me, this world is an endless source of... we'll always have the material for inspiration. I think that you won't argue with me about that.
All right, so thank you so much, guys, for coming, and Natasha and Alexey. It was a privilege to have you on the stage.
Thank you,
and,
Sasha.
It was a terrific evening, and thank you so much. And if you have more questions, please see Natalia and Alexey afterwards. So thank you.
Thank you.